Hey ladies, I am doing my 30-week update, and like I said, I'm going to update you ladies on what's been going on with baby and I, and why I haven't done a video in a few weeks. So where to start? I started about 2 to 3 weeks ago. They had to take me to the hospital by ambulance because I was bleeding really heavily. I probably didn't need to go by ambulance, but my husband had already left for work, and he had our only car. So when I called them, I called the OB, and I told him that I was, because what had happened is my stomach had gotten really hard, and it was a really bad cramp, and then about 30 minutes later is when I noticed the blood. And they said it sounded like my placenta was separating from my uterus, and they said I needed to get to the hospital now. So I called my husband's work. I told him, he needs to meet me at the hospital, and then they told me to call an ambulance and not to wait. So that's what I did. I loaded up both kids, and we went. My husband met me there probably about half an hour later. They monitored me, and I was having some contractions, but not bad. He checked baby's heart rate. Baby was fine. He's been perfectly fine this whole time. He's been kicking and moving and whatnot. So they didn't have an ultrasound machine at the hospital at that late at night. It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So they told me to go see my doctor the next day. So they scheduled an ultrasound. We did the ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech told me that everything looked okay, but I needed to discuss it with my doctor. So I went to, not my doctor because he was out of town, but another doctor the next day, and she didn't say anything about the ultrasound. She just said that I had an infection and that I needed to be on medication right away because my infection was really, really bad. Sorry, my dog's trying to chew my son's toy. So I got put on antibiotics, and I started them, and I took them 3 or 4 times a day for 2 weeks because my infection was really bad. So I went back to my doctor 2 weeks later, and he asked me if the other doctor that I saw had spoken with me about the venous lake, and I said no. And he said that the ultrasound showed that I have a venous lake in my uterus, or in my placenta, and he said basically that is a large pool of blood. And he said it should be fine as long as it doesn't get any worse. So I have an ultrasound. I had an appointment today, and I have an ultrasound scheduled for Friday. And we're going to check on it, and we're going to see if it's any worse or if it stayed the same. We also have to check on Wyatt's weight because he's measuring extremely far ahead. My doctor said he's measuring about 34 to 35-ish weeks, which is insane. He's already well over 4 pounds, which has me nervous, but okay, baby. So he's concerned about that, and my doctor has been kind of hinting that he thinks that I should have a C-section, just based on the number of complications that I have had this pregnancy. And I think depending on how my ultrasound goes Friday, we'll probably discuss it more at my next appointment. But I'm hoping that that doesn't have to happen because I am petrified of a C-section. Both my first 2 kids were uncomplicated vaginal deliveries. Everything was smooth. There was no issues, and the recovery time for a C-section scares me. The actually going in for a C-section scares me and whatnot. So yeah. Oops. If I don't have to have one, I really don't want one. You want to come say hi, Puma? We got a new puppy, and apparently he wants to say hi. Come on. You say hi? No, he just wanted to climb on me for a minute. We got, my husband talked me into getting, hey, come here, Puma. Here. Look, say hi. My husband talked me into getting this little guy. And his mom's a chocolate lab, and we don't know what his dad is, but based on his markings, we're kind of thinking his dad might be pit bull, but I don't know. If I had known that, we probably wouldn't have gotten him, but he's the sweetest puppy. He is so cute. My kids are obsessed with him. So he is our new little guy. My husband talked me into him by saying things like, the boys need him, and the boys need a dog, because my husband and I both always grew up with dogs, and our daughter got a puppy for her 3rd birthday. She got just a little guy. He's a Scotty. Oh, my nose tickles. He's a Scotty Havansi mix, and he's just a little. Brooke, don't let the dog get your food. Shh, don't scream. He's just a little tiny dog, and that we thought that was good for her, but we wanted the boys to have a. Take a drink. We wanted the boys to have a bigger dog that they could kind of wrestle around with and play fetch with and things like that. So that is our new baby. Anyway, as far as updates on the baby go, as far as I know, everything's fine. I'll find out more Friday after my ultrasound. I've gotten their nursery, or his nursery, almost done. His brother's room. I don't like calling it a nursery for Mason because he's older. I've got to work on their bedding, which is kind of at a halt right now because I took their bedding to get embroidered, to get both their names put on it, and they did it the wrong way. I wanted them to do it so that on the back of the quilt, so that when I make their bed and fold it down, you can see their names up by the pillow. And they did it upside down, so it won't work. I'm in the process of trying to talk to them right now and find out what can be done about it, if it can be fixed, or if they're just going to refund my money, or what's going on with that, because as of right now, I can't use it. There's nothing I can do with it. But I have their sheets made. We refinished Mason's toddler bed. It was blue, and we painted it black, and my husband is in the process of refinishing the baby's crib to match. And then it should be done soon. And I will give you guys a better tour. I'm sorry that my last video was so bad. I just have not been feeling very good at all. I've been tired. I've had a lot going on. So, yeah, that's about it for now. We had our maternity pictures done on Monday, and I was told they should be done sometime this week or next week, and I will go ahead and I'll put a little video together. Yeah, that's our swimming pool. I'll do another video next week. Don't bite my hair. I'll do a video next week to show you the maternity pictures we had done, and I'll have an update. I should have an update on my ultrasound if the tech tells me anything. If not, I'll have to update you guys. Would you stop it? In 2 weeks after my next appointment. But that's all for now. I will talk to you guys next week, hopefully when I know more. Bye.